As I've mentioned on more than one occasion, some months ago I stripped my layout down and I'm currently in the process of rebuilding it. The pace of work isn't as fast as I'd like, however, the main lines has been relayed, the main station area has been relayed, the fiddle yard has been completed, and I'm now left with just the yard and the loco shed to rebuild. As you can see, I'm at the stage where I can run trains in a sort of test proving manner, just to make sure that everything that I've relayed works in the manner that it's supposed to. If I was content, like I suspect many of you are, with hand-operated points and signals, things would progress at a much faster pace. I could move on to scenery and other detailed parts of the railway. But powered points and signals is a minimum standard that maximises my enjoyment of this hobby. So over the last couple of months I've been building my own super duper point motors, mostly while I've been away at work in hotel rooms. And as the layout is steadily rebuilt, I've been installing the point motors. The only thing I haven't been doing is wiring them up to a power source. Which leaves us with a question. How do we operate those points and signals? Do we have random switches all about the railway, or do we have a condensed panel with all those switches on? Which inexorably leads us to the wacky world of control panels. Now, I think I've probably made more than my fair share of control panels over the years. What do I mean? Well, a dip under the boards to the old ones waiting component recovery. There's one from the old fiddle yard that's been updated, and here's one of the station before its current incarnation. This one I did manage to devise a rudimentary route setting system based on diodes, and yes, I know it's a bit of a spaghetti. Like I said to one of my recent visitors, Kim Jong-un from Norwich, by my own admission, I am one of the messiest people you'll ever meet. Oh look, there's another one. Now this one was way back before I was DCC. This is an analog control panel with section switches for power. I think I mentioned or touched on that sort of subject in my basic electric video. I'll see if I can leave a link in the top corner, if I remember. So, you ask, what do control panels do? Well, anything you want them to, or as much or as little as you need them to. Personally, I like them to operate points and signals, and with the addition of modern electronics, I'm currently using Dave Fenton's Megapoint system. I'm also using route setting capabilities on the control panel. I suppose if you're new to this type of thing, it may look a bit complicated, and I probably should have used a more simplistic one to start with. However, on the panel is a diagram of the track that it controls, pretty much like a signal box does. We see these three sidings indicated in white on the panel relate to these three lines on the layout. Similarly, this scissors crossover on the panel relates to the scissors crossover on the layout. So in this first episode, I'm going to be building a control panel that looks like this. Like what, I hear you say? Well, this. Ta-da! This isn't one, but three control panels on a sliding table. There's one for the goods yard, one for the branch line, and one for the carriage sidings. Now, in another display of my super duper dodgy woodworking skills, all the panels I've ever built are a variation of the same theme, a wooden frame atop which the panel sits. I've previously used various products for the panel face, whether that be thin ply, hardboard or MDF. My current fad is using 80 thou plasticard. The dimensions of our board will be dictated by how many components we want to put underneath it and how close together we can get them. This cheeky little one that operates my Broadgate goods yard, about the size of a medium greetings card. This one though is slightly bigger and it's 16 by 27 inches. That's 21 by 60 for those of you that measure in French. I've done this video slightly backwards because I normally make the panel face and then build the frame to suit it. Creating the panel face means drawing the track diagram and marking out all the signals, points, switches, levers, LEDs and any other ancillary bits and pieces that I want to put on it. After marking out, we then drill all the holes for the components that we want to put on, and then we put them on. Once all the components are on the panel, I then cut 2mm strips of plasticard. I then glue them onto the panel face where the track representation is. It's just another personal choice, but I find it makes it easier when we come to colouring in. That just about wraps up the construction of our panel. Next time we'll look at switches, buttons, LEDs, what they can do, what we can make them do, what they won't do in certain situations, and the different types that are available. In the meantime, thanks for watching. See you next time.